Hi. Okay. Bear with me. This is my first time. Tell me if you can hear me. Hello. Oh, Paula. Hi. So, this is my first live. I set it up on YouTube and didn't set it up through StreamYard, so I started over. And so I was just going to talk about I do a video every month about what's been going on since I sold my house. And so I sold my house in August, on August 28th. And so it's been 6 months now. Hello, Rondero Adventures. Hey. Wow. So I'm still learning all this stuff, and I've never done this before. It was helpful to go on other people's lives, but it's totally different doing this myself. Can you guys tell me if you can hear me? Say something if you can hear me. Okay, well, I'll keep talking because I'm okay. I'm assuming you can hear me. All right, Boondock Charlie, thank you. Hi. This is pretty cool. Okay, so anyways, I sold my house in Georgia in August, on August 28th. And so I had a lot of debt and my credit was shot. So I couldn't buy my RV until I sold my house. And I paid off my debt and I went up. I came up here to Illinois where I am now. And and I bought my RV in October, and I ended up, what was kind of cool is I ended up buying my RV on my birthday, and it was kind of by accident. So I was looking around for a used RV and I paid cash for it. Oh, and I kind of figured out how to share photos. So let me see if I can do this. I was going to show you a picture of my house. Ah, there. That's my house in Georgia that I sold on August 28th. So it was kind of a mess. I had started downsizing in 2019. When I quit doing Airbnb and I uh, I still couldn't find a regular job, and I really wanted to get out of Georgia. And my house got infested with rats, and oh gosh, just I had it. And at that time, too, Gladys had been my Airbnb guest, and that's how we met when she came to Warner Robins from England. She's in the Air Force, and so and then she had come up here already, and I ended up being quarantined with Blue. I had Blue. He was supposed to come up here to her in March, and then when COVID hit, I ended up being quarantined at the house with Blue, and I was selling all my stuff. And then people were always scared of blue, so I couldn't really put the house on the market until blue was gone. So I waited, and she ended up being we ended up being able to. Her dad brought him to her in May, and so I put my house for sale in June, and then my house sold in August. So, and so, anyways. Hey, oh wow, Nate's in here too. Hey, and Marshall. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Thank you. Thank you for coming to my first live. I still am gonna learn how to edit my videos. Like, I have a ton of footage on my phone. I like film and take pictures all the time. And so if anybody's on Instagram, y'all need to go there and look at that because I got a ton of stuff on Instagram and stuff I want to edit. I got Premiere Direct, and and I'm gonna learn how to do that. But anyways, I was gonna talk a little bit about fear because gosh, I had so many fears along the way, and uh, I'm so glad like I didn't let that hold me back. So uh, I used to always listen to, I still really like her. She's still one of my favorite pastors, but I don't listen to her as often anymore, Joyce Meyer. And she used to always say, do it afraid. And so that's really been helpful to me because I've been terrified every step of the way. And um, so in October, when I got my RV, I was so excited. And I had planned on, I was going to try to be to my son's by Halloween. My son is in Denver, my younger son. Um, so I pulled up a picture of my kids, but I pulled up a lot of pictures, so I don't know if I can find out which one it is. But anyways, um, so let me see what some of these pictures are. Let me see if I can do this. Oh, and I want to learn how do I pull you guys up? I had a link, but I don't know what I did with that. Is that a ViewMaster? Oh, never mind. Am I having issues? I don't know. Am I having issues? Okay. I gotta find the link though. Where is it? Oh, Dana. I completely understand that. If your son's here, he's more important. Um, so yeah. Uh, Fight the StreamYard screen. Okay, I'm trying to okay, there it is. I knew I saw it before. Okay. I got it. I got it. Is that right? Did I do it right? Did I do it right? So please come up because I'm like, no. So yeah, and I wanted to say, like, every step of the way I've been scared, and it even applies. So I fell and broke my kneecap, so I wasn't able to leave as soon. So I ended up being to my son's by Thanksgiving instead of Halloween. And it was a great Thanksgiving. It was so great, and I was so glad I went. And then, so, and when I left Denver, I was headed to Flagstaff, Arizona. So I had to decide which way to go. And there was a way I could have gone through New Mexico to Santa Fe and then to Flagstaff, but it didn't look like it was going to be as pretty. And I was scared. I was scared to drive through the snow. And I kept talking to my brother, which is a mistake because he's kind of negative. and and he would be like, "Well, how's the weather?" and stuff like that. But I went through this. I went through the mountains and went to Moab, and I just posted a video on that. Sorry, sending someone texted me that didn't know I was going live right now, and I was just like, so anyways, I did go through Moab, and I was so glad I went that way. It was so pretty. I went past like Vail and all like the skiing places. I went right by where Rocky Mountain National Park is, and it was such a beautiful drive. And I went to Moab, and Moab is where I first had to empty my black tank, and so that was fun. and and all along the way, like the first time I met someone at the park was at I was at not Chatfield. I was at gosh, now it went Chatfield State Park was the one I went to second, but I went to one in Denver and Aurora called it's on my introduction thing. I don't know why the name just went out of my head, but anyways, it's right by my son, right near my son. So the first person I met was this woman, and she said she was the camp host, and she lived in her RV full time, and she's like, I was here to see my son. And I'm like, I'm here to see my son. And she said, yeah, I come every year at this time to see him. And she lived in I think she said like Ohio, and she goes back there in the summer, and she goes to Denver to see her son. He had got that's funny because she said at that time he had COVID. She hadn't seen him yet. He was quarantined. My son my son in Denver got COVID, and I was so concerned about him. I sent him all this stuff. He's feeling better. But okay, so I shared the link. So how do I tell if anybody's in the basement? I'm going to share the link again. Did I do that right? Oh, and that's nice. I don't have any moderators. I knew on YouTube how to make someone a moderator, but now on StreamYard, I don't know how to do it. Okay, so I clicked on Ray. I can put you in timeout, Ray, or I can block you. Why doesn't it say make a moderator? Okay. Where does it say that? Hmm. Okay. I don't know. I guess I don't have any moderators, do I not? Hopefully I won't need any moderators as long as my sister doesn't show up. So anyways, after Moab, I went to Flagstaff to see my niece Jody. My brother's daughter is in Flagstaff. And then I went to Santa Clarita to see my brother and my sister-in-law. And so my sister-in-law was in stage 4 breast cancer. And so I arrived just in time to help them out with things. And I didn't know because they didn't tell me, she had been in the hospital right after Thanksgiving, and she had what was it called? To respiratory failure. Her friend was over, thankfully, and had to call the ambulance. And she was in the hospital for 5 days right before I got there. So it was rough. So you guys say in the chat, like, how do I know if someone comes in my basement? I'm just fiddling. I learn best by doing stuff, so I'm fiddling around. Oh, and my stream is not. You have to do it on the YouTube side. Okay, I'm not even on the YouTube side. Sheesh. Let me see. All right, I'm still fiddling. Need to be in timeout. Oh, why do you need to be in timeout, Ray? I was getting to that. Because I was, oh my God. I almost backed out too. You would have had two not as colorful contestants. It wouldn't have been as entertaining, right? Without me. They will pop up below you. Well, come on, somebody pop up below me. Did I share the thing right? I'm going to do it again. Let's see. So anyways, when I got to my sister-in-law's and was taking care of my sister-in-law, that was a new sort of thing for me. I've lost a lot of people in my family, but all my family is in California, and I always wasn't here. So like my mom passed away in 2009, and she came home on hospice care, but wasn't home for very long, and she passed away before I got here. So it was a new experience. I was really glad I was able to spend that last month of my sister-in-law's life with her. And my brother was telling everybody that that I was a godsend because, and that I arrived just in time. I arrived at, perfect timing when they really needed me. And she went in the hospital for the last time on, I guess it was the 30th of December. And she came home on the 5th. And I found a picture of us in Hollywood from 2014. But I don't know how to share it. Thank you, Shebna. Am I saying that name right? So, yeah. So, I had never been with someone when they passed away, and so I had this new fear come on me. And it was interesting. I was glad to be there. She came home from the hospital, and I'm glad we couldn't see her in the hospital. My brother couldn't even see her. She was on oxygen. Her oxygen levels weren't getting to the high enough place, and they finally she had to make a decision to say she's coming home to die. So I started Googling all this stuff, and thank you, Marshall. So that was a fear I had to overcome too. I was afraid. And then the day before she passed away, she wanted she had to sign these papers, and she waited for her daughter to come from my niece in Flagstaff had to come, had to make her appointments because she's a dog groomer and she has her own business, and she had to cancel her upcoming appointments and come. And it was like she was waiting for her to come, and then she had to sign these papers. And then she told my brother, her husband, and my niece and nephew to leave her to leave her alone, to that it was okay. Like she said goodbye, and all this. It was just she told them to go away, and so I was left with her the night before she passed away, and I was just like, okay, gonna be okay. And but it ended up being really beautiful because she woke up and said she was going to a party. And she said, I was reading all this stuff at End of Life, and so I knew a lot of things were normal. And she had that surge that comes before death. And she set up, she was like, she was going to get up out of her bed, and she was like, give me my makeup, give me my wig. And she insisted. And and so I got it for her. And I told the story. We had a Zoom memorial for her, and it was really beautiful. And all of her, so my brother's Christian, her family's Jewish, but she became a Christian. And she has family that are atheists. Just all these different people coming together and talking about her love for everybody. And it was just really beautiful memorial. And I told a story at her memorial about that. And and I overcame my fear. And had been so afraid the night before. I just didn't want to be alone with her when she passed. And she didn't pass that night I spent with her. And she woke up and was talking about the party. And then she went back to sleep. And when all of her nephew she had twin nephews that are like my oldest age, maybe 30 or something like that, around 30, 33. So one came the one day, and then the other one came. One's a lawyer, and he officiated the whole Zoom memorial, and then the other one is a physician's assistant, and he's the one that he was there. And I had been up with her all night, and so I had gone to bed, and her son was there, her nephew was there, my brother was there, her daughter was there, and that was when she passed. So it just was, it just all worked out. And that's kind of just how everything is gone, you know. It's just like I am terrified. And like Saturday night, like Ray, I haven't drank so much in so long. Like when my kids were coming up, I didn't drink at all. I seriously didn't drink at all. I was really seriously goody two shoes. And I didn't drink at all. And so I started drinking a couple of years ago. I started drinking again, and I hardly drink anything at all. I was drunk. I was a little drunk Saturday. I had to get a little drunk for that. So I don't know why the person that asked the questions needs to get drunk though. I don't know. That's the person being asked the questions needs to get drunk. No. Okay, I'm going to share this link again. Where is it? You're at 9. Oh my gosh. I would have been on the floor if I had 9 shots. I would have been on the floor. 9 shots. That's crazy. I'm such a lightweight. Gina's in the house. Can somebody come up or tell me how to do this? Am I doing it wrong? Okay, is the link right in the... Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. But anyways, thank you all for coming. Ah, look, oh, I didn't mean to put that up there. Oh, look what I did by accident. Okay. It was noticeable. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing. I can't outdrink anybody, seriously. Nobody. I'm very serious, lightweight. Next page, PJ. Wow. Hello. Hello. Welcome. So anyways, and what happened with my, Barefoot Alaska, you're gonna come up, okay. Okay, are you ready?
Second.
Sorry, I didn't let you answer me. Thank you for coming up.
Yeah, you guys excuse me, excuse my mess. I've been crying.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, you had me in tears there. I can't help it.
Oh, I'm sorry. And I'm not crying. I can't believe I thought I'm like, I'm gonna be crying. Are you okay? How are you feeling? How's your foot?
I'm all right. My foot's doing really well. I had wound therapy today, and doctor's really impressed with the healing. I start physical therapy this week. So, yeah.
That's good.
It's a good thing. I'm excited. And I go to the neurologist tomorrow. So we'll find out what's going on with this. Yeah.
Was that
now?
Was it a burn or what?
I had a
How
seizure.
did you?
I had a seizure
Oh,
and I fell
you
against
heard
the
it
wood
when you had
stove
the seizure.
and burnt my foot. And I don't know how long I held my foot to the wood stove.
Oh my goodness.
Long enough that it burned to the bone.
Oh my goodness.
We thought I was going to lose my foot at first. But.
Well, I'm glad you didn't do that. Sheesh.
Me too. I'm so blessed. I've got, my kids have really been great as far as being here to help me. And then the doctor that I was sent to, she's just been awesome. Very blessed.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
So,
and I see a new neurologist tomorrow, and hopefully we'll get my seizures figured out. And
wow. Yeah.
I thought they were gone. I had been a full year without having a seizure, and so I thought, okay, I can do van life, I can drive, I can do this now. And then I had one in September, and then I had one last week, and so it's just, I've been really down and upset, but I'll get through it.
You're a strong person, you'll get through it.
Yeah. No other choice. I've got too many things that I want to accomplish. But you and your story. But honestly, you know what? When my eye is hurting, when I'm getting the pressure going on in my eye, like I have been right before I have a seizure, which I have been, if I cry, it relieves that pressure. So you helped me, and I appreciate it.
That's good.
No, I don't know why it does, but it helps relieve the pressure. It's probably
then like regularly watch a sad movie or something. Like, time it out.
It's a good idea. It's a really good idea. Okay, so who else is going to come up?
I don't know. Should I share the link again? I'll share the link again. This is the best way I learned, by doing. So like when I was here and getting ready to go in my RV, and I was terrified. Oh, and I was gonna, well, I'm not gonna tell on somebody, but I don't know, maybe somebody will figure out who it was. There's a certain person that talks about van life, and I asked them for coffee, but well, it's a really busy person, but I sort of felt like not ghosted, but kind of like, well, and I'm like, come on, I need your help, it's not like, it was just like coffee, like, give me some encouragement here, like, that I can do this, because I was terrified. It's like, I just have to go, like I'm at my friend's Gladys, where I was before, in Illinois. I'm babysitting her doggie again. He's the same one I was quarantined with in Georgia. And, I'm like, well, Gladys isn't going to kick me out. I can just stay here. In my store, I bought the used RV and it was in storage. And so they transferred the storage into my name and my RV was at storage. So it's like, oh, it can just stay there. I'll just stay here. I'm fine. And it's just like, no, I gotta go. So I just went, and it was fun. It turned out good. I'm still alive.
Right.
Yeah. And it ended up, I got to California just in time. So So it worked out.
Good.
I want
Sometimes
I
we
want to come to Alaska, so like you got a spare room? Damn. I want to see
you can park
Alaska. I've
next to
never
me.
been. I can park next to you. Oh, okay. So drive up. That's what? That's probably
Yeah.
2,000 miles. I drove my car to California from Georgia before. We drove to California a lot of times from Georgia, road trips with the kids too. So I have 5 kids. Let's see, where is that picture of my kids? I don't know what I did with it. Oh, there's my dog. I gave up my dog too. That was hard. So I had a little, she was probably part, um, what was I saying? Maltese or Shih Tzu. She was like 11 pounds. She was very nervous. And I was going to take her with me at first. But I had to take her to the lawyer's office when I sold my house. She, she was just terrified. And I'm just like, how's she going to be like driving across the country and then an RV and every place I go has dog. Like there's too many dogs at my brother's house, especially when my niece goes there and brings her 3 dogs, and then my nephew has a dog, and my brother has a dog. So there's 5 dogs. Thankfully, he has like
Right.
the smaller house where that's where my RV is parked, and so 2 of the dogs go over there. So, but it gets crazy with all the dogs. So I'm like,
I understand.
I put her up for adoption. So, but every time I look at a picture of her, I go, "Oh, why did I give up my dog?"
Right.
I need to make you cry again, right?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but
That's one thing I worry about with Sophie in traveling. When I'm able to travel, is how will she do? Because as it sits, anybody, I'm surprised she's not barking right now. Like last night, I got on G's feed for a little bit, and she heard G talking and Troy talking, and started barking. She thought somebody was here.
oh,
So it took me
yeah,
a little bit to settle her down. Just so that I could be on a live feed. But I
yeah,
think
mine
she's
was
starting
like
to
that
get used
too.
to it. I think she's starting to get used to it. So
That's good.
yeah, I'm starting to get a little more used to it as well. I think at first it was a little nerve wracking, but I've been learning so much from this community over the last month. Oh my gosh, I can't. I'm so grateful for Gina bringing me in.
Uh-huh. So how long have you been in your van?
Since last February. A year. Oh my gosh, I've been in here a year. February
Wow.
23rd. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was at one time I was in my RV a whole month because when I got to my brother's I uh I mooch stocked at my brother's ranch. But then and I was going to the house during the day to take care of Joyce, but and I had her car to drive back and forth. But then my brother says, all these years of leave my shit alone. He says that, well, emptying your black tank is kind of a man's job, so let me do it. And then he does it wrong. No, it wasn't it wasn't completely empty afterwards. And then when we plugged back in, the surge protector said reverse polarity. So we thought there was something wrong. So, anyways, by the time my sister-in-law came home from the hospital on the 5th of January, then I moved into the house for a short amount of time. But I couldn't stand it. It was terrible. Um, I stayed in the house for like about a month, and then I got my RV. I had messed up my bumper on my RV, and I had a check engine light on too. So I took my RV to my brother's mechanic, and uh, and got those two things fixed. I was trying to think what else. Oh, and he was looking at the thing with the, and it turned out nothing was wrong with my electrical at all. It was just that the surge protector, I think he had like a cord that was, I think it might have been the cord that he had me plugged into, the extension cord, that something was the matter with that.
Mm.
That was what was Troy was talking. I was talking on a live with. I've learned so much from all these people,
Right.
and yeah, I contact Aaron Jemison too. I was talking to him about it a little bit because Kenneth Oakes said,
I think
that's
I
who I
was
should
on
talk
that.
to. You might have been, because it was see when that happened. So that was, yeah, early January. And but anyways, I needed to be at the house at that time when my sister-in-law came home from the hospital anyways, and then just hung around for a little bit. We had a Zoom memorial and just make sure my brother was okay, that he's good. And then my RV was in the shop and I got it out of the shop and I went to the beach right away before I flew here though. So my RV is still in California at my brother's, but I want to go back to it once I get back. I'll probably be back in it in April, end of March. So yeah, and I have family in Northern California that I was thinking I might go see in April. But
Should be nice
yeah,
right
I'll be
before
around.
it gets too hot.
It's not hot up there ever to me. It's not too hot. I'll be out of Santa Clarita when it gets too hot. It gets too hot in Santa Clarita. So
I
in like June, go ahead.
I've only been to Sacramento and a small area in California once, briefly, 20 years
Hmm.
ago or 30 years ago.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So you
too
were
big
born
city
up.
for
You
me,
were
but I
born up
was
there too. You were born up in
no.
Alaska.
I'm originally from Idaho. I'm an Idaho
Oh,
girl. Yeah, but I
that's a
always
cool
dreamed about
place
going to
too, though.
Alaska.
Oh. So did you have your kid? Did you raise your kid? Did you raise your kids up there too?
Yeah, pretty much. My two youngest, I did. My oldest, he came up here when he was 15. Came back up here to me. But my two youngest, we came up in 2005. So they pretty much were raised out in the woods. We lived in Anchorage for the first year, and then I decided to go to Chittana, a tiny town,
Hmm.
to work for
Hmm.
the summer, and I never left. I didn't leave until I had to for
Wow.
medical reasons.
Yeah, that's what you were talking about today on Papa. I had never heard of that guy's live feed I went on today. Papalooza?
I had never
No,
heard of him either.
Papa Knows. Papa Knows? That's it. It's Papa Knows, I think.
Papa somebody. I
Yeah.
don't know. I subbed to him.
You don't even remember.
I'll go look through my.
Yeah, but he was nice.
Yeah, that
Um,
was fun. I found
that
him in
guy was
Alberta.
helping me. That guy Anthony was helping me because I had it set up on YouTube, but I didn't have it set up through StreamYard, so I had changed it after I got off of that live feed.
I actually need to go back and rewatch that so I can figure out how to do that myself. Because I was just coming back from the doctor when I was listening and watching all of that. But yeah, I want to take
Okay.
notes.
Okay, so if I had a
Because I'm still,
moderator, I could say.
I think somebody was trying to tell you how to do, or maybe that was the last slide.
Thanks,
I think somebody was
Marshall.
trying to tell you.
Doing the best I can.
I think he was
So,
trying to tell you how to set a moderator.
yeah, I do it on the other side, and I'm not on the let's see, I'm not on the YouTube side still. I'm trying to go on it though. Okay. I got this. Okay. Ha ha ha. I think I'm figuring this out. Okay, well, Marshall, I can't make you a moderator now because you're gone. Dang. Who else wants to be a moderator? All right. Thank you. Next page, PJ. You have are you a content creator, PJ? Do you want to come up? somebody else come up and help Dana and I out.
That knows what they're doing, because we don't.
We're having fun though, right, Dana?
These guys are bearing with us at least.
Yes,
My son just
I
walked
appreciate y'all. When setting up a live stream, set it up on StreamYard only. Well, I know that now, Ray. Thanks. I know that now because Anthony, I should share that kid's link.
On StreamYard only. Okay.
On StreamYard only. Okay. Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah, that's what that kid told me today on Papa Palooza's channel. But thanks, Ray.
That's good to know. I didn't know
Yes,
that.
yes. Yeah.
I have no clue. Hi, Paula. Hi, Victoria. I'm finally, my other feed is finally loading so I can see the chat. And now my dog sees that I'm talking to somebody else and she's like, what's going on? Who you talking to?
Yeah, and I'm thankful that so Blue's leaving me alone. And I think I don't think he's sleeping. I guess he's sleeping. 12% crazy.
This is my
I can't, I was just matching your 12% crazy, Ray.
I chicken shitted out the other night. I'll be honest with y'all.
So that's what, yeah, that's what I was gonna do too. No, I completely understand. I completely understand.
But yeah.
Other way. I always do it the other way too. Yeah. But I was like, dang. But sheesh.
Thank you for sharing my link, Ray.
Oh, yeah. I understand about the makeup, PJ. I got my face on. I don't always though.
I've been bawling. But yeah. Excuse my mess up there, please. I've got books and all sorts of half-ass craft projects and my stoner girl mug that I don't ever use.
Oh, you should have seen all the stuff I had.
Yeah, I've got so much stuff to get rid of, and I've gotten rid of so much already.
But I had so much stuff. So before my ex's house is like 3,500 square feet. I had most of the stuff though. I took out. Well, no, he has a lot of junk in the basement. He's guy stuff. He's more of a pack rat than me. He has guy crap. Goodness. I don't think he'll get out of that house. But anyway, then I moved into a 1,600 square foot house, 3-bedroom house. And I still had a lot of stuff. I still did. But I started, it took me 9 months. So, it took me 9
honestly,
months. And what?
when I got the okay from my kids that, yeah, we could do this band thing.
Well, my kids would never say, I didn't ask my kids. I didn't ask my kids.
My kids, they haven't left me yet. Well, they
were
have,
younger,
but they haven't.
yeah.
You know, I've got the medical issues, and so my son, he's like, yeah, I'm not leaving you yet. You know, my daughter, she's in an apartment a couple of blocks away. My son, he's in a van behind me, and we're parked in his work parking lot right now. But we were all 3 in a house together, sharing the rent. Big house. I got to play in the garden. They went to work, and you know, if mom had a seizure, you know, and I was doing so much better, and that's why we decided that yes, we can do this now. But I got the okay, and I'll tell you what, I had the house cleaned out within days. All the furniture gone. I mean, I took it all to the Salvation Army and the Valley Village, and I was hoarding furniture. I'm a hoarder. But it was almost it was a relief to get rid of so much. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a lot of stuff. I had and then at the end, I got rid of the big stuff was like kind of easier. And the big stuff was easier, and then I got left with all these boxes of like papers. It's like, I need to go through these papers. I get a plastic box, I'd shove them papers in there, and then I never see them again. And so that's what was left at the end was like, and then all these photographs, and then all this stuff I put in. Like when I learned to edit and make a video, I'll make a video because I have like footage and I have pictures of all the stuff I had left. And when the realtor came to go through the house empty, he had to help me because I had all these boxes left and all this stuff I was taking to the storage to give my kids. And it was ridiculous. And then, so after that, it took me 3 weeks to sort the rest of it out. And it was like, I had like locks of hair. I saved my kids' hair when I cut their hair when they're little, their little teeth that they lost. And it was ridiculous. I had baby blankets, I had baby clothes, I had like the little flower girl dress my daughter wore in my brother's wedding, you know, stuff like that. And I was just like, oh my goodness. You know, I started slowly when I separated from my husband. I started slowly. Like one of the first things I got rid of was my wedding dress. I took my wedding dress to Goodwill. That was a while ago, but so it's been slowly. And then it had to speed up towards the end because it's like I want to get out of Georgia, and I was going to buy my RV in Georgia. I was going to buy my RV in Georgia, but I had this on my house because I wanted to pay cash for my RV. So I ended up 3 weeks in Georgia, and I'm just like, I want to get out of here now. So I had to fit, instead of putting all I wanted to keep in my RV, I had to fit it in my car. So I had to get rid of even more stuff than you know I had originally planned on getting rid of. Yeah, I had to fit it in my car, and I was just like, you know, when I need more stuff later, I can just, you know, other stuff like, you know, that you maybe would keep, but you can just get another one later, you know. But I took like sheets for my bed in my RV and towels for my RV and stuff like that, and like a couple of coffee mugs and stuff like that. But so it was interesting. But I fit everything I wanted to keep in my car, and now everything, just about everything I own, is in my RV. And I gave up my car right before I left here. I sold my car, and what that was really hard, almost as hard as giving up my dog. And what was neat about that is that my sister-in-law had a 2006 Solera, Toyota Solera convertible, and my brother gave it to me. So I gave up my car, and then like 2 months later, I got another car. So that was kind of cool. So,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a funny story about the car too, and my sister-in-law. So my sister-in-law drove really fast, and she would drive really crazy.
Well, with that kind of
In
car,
Los Angeles, huh?
with that kind of car, why not?
Yeah. Well, she didn't. Well, she had one that in a different color. She didn't have a red one. She had a newer one. She had a newer one that was like a silver gray color. It was really pretty too. But I felt like the red one was for me because I always wanted a red convertible. But it was going to be a Mustang. But anyways, but this must have been like, I think it was 2015 or 2016. So she had the cancer for 30 years. She was a real fighter. She had such a positive attitude. She was such a fighter. And and she just lived, you know? So anyways, she drove really fast in LA, and we call it the Energizer Bunny because she just kept going and going and going. But anyways, so she flipped her car. It was one of my nephew. My nephew's in the army, and I think it was when he was in Korea. He was like, "Yeah, my dad called me in Korea." I was like, "She's okay, but she flipped the car." Oh, and this is I'm not even done, Dana. It's a convertible, right? The top was down 3 times. 3 times. She landed on her tires. She got out. She walked away.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
that's worse. Okay,
I was like, she's
I feel
nine
like I
lives.
know this
And so
woman.
this is like, think about this. When it's your time to go, it's your time to go. When it's not your time to go, you're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. I really believe that. You know, three, the car was like, the car was totaled. And that's when they got the older red one,
Wow.
and yeah. So, and then like I was saying how I messed up my bumper. My second day out with my RV, this is what I had to get fixed at my brother's mechanic. I got a whole new bumper. I was at the gas station, and I miscalculate my RV is 30 feet long, and I was just like learning to drive it. And I turned too soon and I clipped the end of my bumper. Second day out, like I'm all excited. I'm going to Denver to see my son for Thanksgiving, and I messed up my RV. I was so mad at myself. So so I'm driving like a granny, you know? And then I'm in Santa Clarita and I'm driving someone else's car and I'm driving her around. She was going to treatments still. She was going to chemo. I was taking her to chemo, and I'm driving slow, like the light's yellow, like I maybe can go, I maybe can't go. I'm stopped, and she's like, you're going to get rear-ended. You need to go. And I'm like, so like the second time or third time or whatever, we get in the car, and I say, well, fasten your seatbelt in case we flip this thing. She turns to me and says, you couldn't flip this car one time. I just laughed. It was so funny.
You'll
Like that's the
always have
goal
those
here.
memories.
Let's flip this car.
You'll always have those memories.
Yep. Yeah. It was it was good. Yep. A lot of lessons learned. So where's my hours? Oh, I'm to an hour.
Yeah?
Nobody else is going to come up. Okay. Break my heart again, Ray. Fine. I'm tough. I can take it.
My internet's frozen over here. I'm thinking I'm
It
on my
is.
phone. Oh, I was
Well,
trying to get
I
on
can.
the chat, but I'm not seeing anything. Or maybe
Well,
it's
I
just
can see
quiet.
and hear you fine though. So are you on your phone too?
I'm on my iPad and on my phone.
Okay.
So I could see the chat because I watch, well, yeah, I'm still trying to figure it out.
What are you near a big city? Are you near somewhere where you get?
The valley that I live in, we've got like 3 little hubs together, and then it's an hour out of Anchorage. So it's also that time of day.
What time of day is that?
Where everybody's at home or on the internet. And the fact that I live in a Faraday cage, I mean, I'm in this step van, a great big aluminum box. I'm surprised I've got such good internet service as I do, honestly. When I've been able to live stream, like getting on with G at night, I'm surprised that it worked so well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, thanks. Thanks for coming up.
Yeah, yeah.
Good to see you. Sorry I made you cry.
That's okay.
Well, I'm glad
I
that was good
appreciate
for you,
it.
though.
It was
It
good
is
for me.
healthy. It is healthy to cry.
And thanks for sharing your, thank you for sharing. It's good.
You're welcome. You're welcome. It's good for me to look back and go like, okay, I've gone this far. Keep going.
Yep.
And you too.
Yep. And exactly, when I hear, it reminds me that, you know what, I can do this too.
Yeah.
You talking about your sister-in-law and 30 years, you say she fought?
Yeah. On and off again. She was in remission a couple times.
That's some strength. That's some strength.
Yeah, my niece has tattoos like me. I'll do a video on all my tattoos and what they mean one day. But my niece has 4 hibiscus flowers on her foot, and that's for her mom's breast cancer battles. So 4.
I have a rooster in honor of my brother.
Aw.
Yeah, he had this same exact rooster tattooed on his neck, and I used to tease him about the cock that was on his neck. And brother, I don't know why you would have a cock on your neck, but anyway. He passed away of pneumonia, and his tattoo artist gave me his same rooster when I went down for his funeral.
Yeah. My oldest brother had several tattoos. I had 5 brothers. Well, I like to say I have 5 brothers. Just 4 of them are in heaven.
Right.
So my oldest brother was a heroin addict, and that's why I turned out to be such a goody. He was the oldest, and I'm the youngest, and so I always wanted to get a tattoo. When he passed in 2005, and my brother Paul had passed in 2002, but I always wanted to get a tattoo, and but my ex didn't like tattoos. When we separated in 2014, and then I got my first two tattoos. And I got, wait.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay.
It's a crown.
Yep, I can see that. Right on.
There we go.
There you go. I can understand that.
Yeah, it's not. It's for a Bible verse actually. I'm not as religious as I used to be, but it's a long story. But anyways, I'm not an evangelical anymore, but I still believe in God. But it's for a Bible verse in Psalm 46, which says, "So the king will desire your beauty because he is your Lord. Worship and honor him." That's what that one's for. But yeah. And then, to elaborate on how much of a fanatic I am, or I was, I have Jesus tattooed on my hand.
Oh my God.
Is it better to? Where exactly is my camera, anyways? There
I
you
don't
go.
know.
There
I
you
don't
go.
know where mine's at either.
I guess it's
Oh,
right
there's mine.
here. Oops.
Mine's on the side.
But anyways,
That's cool.
so, but that's another Bible verse that and that's what I would tell people every time they ask about my tattoos. And so there's a verse that says in Isaiah that Zion's name is written on God's hand, like God's people, Zion is on his. The short way of putting it is in Isaiah 49. It says, I would say, did you die, Jacob? I think my roommate just died on his game he's playing.
Uh-oh.
So if you heard that, that's what that was about. So the short answer is our name is on his hand, so his name is on my hand. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm trying to say. I haven't said it in so long. I just don't say anything. Like, yeah.
Right on.
So, but I went overtime now. But thank you, and
Thank you for having me.
yes, and I guess I will end the broadcast.
Okay. Have a great
Bye.
night.
Thank you. You
Bye.
too. Bye.